ever wondered why some people improve their Chinese so quickly while others study for years and still struggle to speak confidently? Here's the secret. It's not about studying harder. It's about staying connected to the language every single day. Hi guys, I'm Ellie and welcome back to the channel. If you've been learning Chinese for a while, you probably know that consistency is everything. Fluency comes from small, consistent habits, things you do every single day that keep Chinese a natural part of your life. You can make amazing improvement just by building a few simple daily habits. These are small things that you can do while you eat breakfast, take the bus, or scroll your phone. But when you do them every day, they train your brain to think in Chinese naturally, without feeling like studying. If you spend just 10 to 15 minutes every day doing the right things, your brain starts to live in the language. So today, I'm going to share 7 everyday habits that can speed up your Chinese learning. Things that are practical and easy to do. These are the habits that helped me improve faster when I was learning Chinese in real life. And if you stick to even a few of them, you'll start to notice big changes in your learning. If you've been feeling stuck or losing motivation lately, this video will help you reset your routine and get your Chinese back on track. All right, are you ready? Let's jump right in. Habit number 1, talk to yourself in Chinese. I know it might sound a little funny, but this is one of the most effective ways to improve your speaking and fluency, especially if you don't have anyone to practice with. Here's the thing, when you speak to yourself, there is no pressure, no fear of mistakes, and no judgment. You can just focus on expressing your thoughts naturally. And that's exactly how you start thinking in Chinese, instead of always translating from English in your head. Let me give you a few examples. When you're cooking, you could say, 我要切洋葱, I'm going to cut the onion, or 水开了, the water is boiling. When you're getting ready to go out, say 我要去买东西, I'm going to buy something, or 我找不到我的钥匙, I can't find my keys. Even when you're just at home, you can describe what you're doing. 我在看手机, I'm looking at my phone, or 我要休息一下, I'm going to take a break. These are short, simple sentences, but that's the point. You're training your brain to automatically connect your thoughts to Chinese words. And the more you do it, the faster your brain switches from English to Chinese without thinking too hard. You can even make it fun. For example, talk to your pet. The goal here isn't perfection. It's building a habit of using Chinese in your daily life. You can start small, maybe just 2 or 3 sentences a day. Over time, you notice that speaking Chinese starts to feel more automatic and way more comfortable. Habit number 2, read one short thing every day. Right. What helps the most is simply reading a little bit every day. You can read some short, interesting things that you enjoy. It could be anything. A post, a short story, a comic strip, a YouTube comment, even a restaurant menu. The goal isn't to finish a whole chapter. It's to make Chinese reading feel like a normal part of your life. For example, when you're scrolling online, try to pause for a moment and actually read something in Chinese. Maybe you see a post that says, 今天真热. It's really hot today. Read it out loud, listen to how it sounds, and notice how natural that sentence feels. You can start finding Chinese everywhere online. Look at Chinese captions on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and notice the characters on food packages, tea boxes, or electronic products you buy. Every time you recognize a word or phrase, that's real progress because your brain connects Chinese to the real world. And if you want to take it one step further, explore short articles, menus, or signs that people post online. For example, travel photos, restaurant pictures, or street signs shared on social media. You might spot words like 入口, entrance, 欢迎光临, welcome, or 营业中, open for business. These are great practice too. Later, when you get the chance to visit a Chinese-speaking place, you'll start noticing their same characters everywhere, on doors, shop signs, and menus. And you'll start realizing, oh, I've seen that word before. That shows that your daily reading practice is paying off. When you read, it's okay if you don't understand every single word. The key is to focus on the main idea. Try to guess from context and only check the dictionary when something really stops you. If you pause and look up every single word, you lose your rhythm, and reading will start to feel like a test instead of a habit. And when you do need help, use a dictionary app like 𝗶𝗶𝗽. You can just tap on a word there to see the meaning right away. And here's one more tip for you. If you want to make reading a habit, keep a small Chinese reading folder on your phone. Save some short articles, captions, or even screenshots of posts you like. Then every day, maybe during breakfast or before bed, just read one of them. It only takes 5 minutes, but over time you'll see your vocabulary grow naturally. You'll also start to notice patterns, how native speakers really use words and sentence structures. So remember, the key point is not about how much you read, it's about how often you read. A little every day keeps your Chinese growing. Habit number 3, listen while you do other things. This is one of the easiest ways to improve your Chinese. Even when you're super busy, you don't always need to sit down and study. You can learn passively just by hearing Chinese throughout your day. Think about all the moments when your hands are busy, but your mind is free. When you're cooking, cleaning, walking, working out, or even riding the MRT or bus. These moments are perfect for listening practice. You can play Chinese podcasts, YouTube videos, music, or even short dramas in the background. Even if you don't understand everything, that's totally fine. Your brain is still working. You're training your ear to recognize tones, rhythm, and sentence patterns. For example, try listening to a simple podcast or a Chinese song you like. Maybe you can do it while you are cooking dinner or do other home chores. It feels small, but these moments add up. A few minutes every day becomes hours of listening every week. If something catches your ear, maybe a word or phrase you've heard several times, you can pause and repeat it out loud. Mimic the pronunciation and tone. That's called shadowing, and it helps you sound more natural when you speak. If you want to make listening a habit, connect it to something you already do every day. For example, listen while taking a walk or while folding laundry. Even when you are busy, your ears can still be listening, and the less effort it takes to start, the easier it is to keep going. This way you can turn your daily routine into your listening practice, and you'll start to notice that Chinese feels more natural every day. Habit number 4, keep a one-sentence journal. Here is one of my favorite habits, and it's super simple. Write just one sentence in Chinese every day. You don't need to write a long diary entry. The goal is to make writing feel easy and natural and to help you start thinking in Chinese about your own life. It could be something small, something real, what you did, how you feel, and what you saw today. For example, 今天下雨了. It rained today. 我很累，但是很开心. I'm tired but happy. Or 我喝了3杯咖啡. I drank 3 cups of coffee. Writing like this helps your brain connect Chinese to your real experiences, not just textbook examples. If you write a sentence per day, after 1 month, you'll have 30 real Chinese sentences. You can look back and see how much you've improved. Your sentences will get longer, smoother, and more natural. If you want to make it more effective, read your sentence out loud after writing it. This way, you're practicing writing, pronunciation, and speaking all at once. You can even record yourself and listen later. It's a great way to track your pronunciation and confidence. Here are a few quick tips to make this habit stick. First, keep a small notebook or use a digital note app like Notion or Google Keep. Set a daily reminder at the same time every day, maybe before bed or right after breakfast. Don't worry about making mistakes. In fact, mistakes show that you're using the language, not just memorizing it. And remember, one sentence a day might not sound like much, but it's consistency that changes everything. It builds your confidence and slowly turns Chinese from something you study into something you live with. So tonight, try writing your first sentence. Keep it simple. Maybe 我今天学了一个新的单词. I learned a new word today. Habit number 5. Review a few words every morning. This one is super simple, but incredibly powerful. Spend just 5 minutes every morning reviewing a few Chinese words or phrases you already know. Here, you don't need to study a full list or memorize 100 new words. Instead, you're just giving your brain a quick wake-up call in Chinese. Think of it like brushing your teeth, but for your language memory. You're cleaning up the old knowledge a little bit each day, so it stays fresh and doesn't fade away. You can do it in so many easy ways. For example, you can review a few flashcards from an app like Anki, Quizlet, or Placo. You can scroll through the screenshot from your past lessons, or you can open the notes on your phone and quickly read a few phrases you've saved. You don't even have to sit down and focus hard. You can do it while making breakfast or waiting for your morning coffee. So, open your word list. For example, you saved a few words and phrases like 早上好, good morning, 开始, to start, 习惯, habit. Then, read them out loud if you can, or whisper them quietly to yourself. You can even try to use one of those words in a quick sentence, like 我要开始工作, I'm going to start working. When you do this every morning, your brain stays connected to the language before your day even begins. It's like telling your brain that Chinese is part of your life now. When you review a little bit but regularly, your memory becomes stronger and lasts much longer. This is called spaced repetition, and it's really effective. 5 minutes a day is enough for this. You don't need a big study session, just a quick, relaxed review every morning to keep your vocabulary alive and active. Habit number 6. Interact with real people or online communities. Language is meant to be used, so don't let your Chinese stay locked in your textbook or notebook. The fastest way to improve is to use it in real life, even in small, simple ways. You don't have to give a long speech or have a deep conversation. Start with tiny moments. Say hi, make a comment, or just exchange a few words. Every bit counts, because each time you use Chinese with a real person, your brain gets stronger feedback than any app or grammar exercise can give. If you don't live in a Chinese-speaking area, that's totally fine. There are so many ways to connect online now. You can join language exchange apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky, where you chat with real native speakers who want to learn your language too. You can also join Chinese learning communities on Reddit, Discord, or Facebook groups. Even something as simple as commenting on a Chinese YouTube video or sending a short message in Mandarin counts as real practice. And if you do get the chance to travel to a Chinese-speaking place later, look for opportunities to practice around you. When you buy coffee, you can say 我要一杯拿铁，谢谢. I'd like a latte, thank you. When you enter a store, you can say 你好, hello. And when you leave, you can say 谢谢，再见, thanks, goodbye. These are small interactions, but they can help you train your confidence. The best part is that you'll start realizing that mistakes aren't scary. They actually prove that you're learning. Every time you try, you get a little bit more confident and a lot less afraid of speaking. That's how you move from studying Chinese to actually communicating in Chinese. Habit number 7. Change your phone or app language. This one's fun and surprisingly effective. If you use your phone every day, and who doesn't, then your phone can become your Chinese teacher. What you can do is change your phone's language to Chinese, or if that feels too overwhelming, start small. Switch just one app like Instagram, YouTube, or Spotify. When you do this, you'll start seeing Chinese everywhere. Every time you open your phone, every time you do this, you are surrounded by the language. You'll see words like 分享, share, 喜欢, like, 下载, download, or 返回, back. You might not understand everything right away, but that's fine. The goal here is to expose your brain to Chinese naturally. Over time, you'll start recognizing common words automatically, without even realizing you learned them. It's what we call passive learning. Your brain keeps absorbing vocabulary while you're just living your daily life. If switching your whole phone feels scary, here's a simple way to ease it. Start with one social media app in Chinese. After a week, you can add another app, maybe YouTube or your weather app. Once you get used to it, switch the entire system language. And don't worry, if you get lost, you can always switch back in a few seconds. But most people find that after just a few days, they start remembering where things are, and reading Chinese becomes easier. This is how you can turn something you already do, checking your phone, into a simple habit that builds your vocabulary. And that's it for today. In this video, I shared 7 simple habits you can do every single day to make your Chinese stronger, more natural, and more a part of your life. Remember that language learning is about small, consistent moments you repeat daily. Every time you read one sentence, listen to one song, or say one phrase out loud, your brain is building fluency. So, don't wait for the perfect time to study. Just start today. Pick one habit, maybe talking to yourself or changing your phone language, and do it right after this video. This is how you can stay connected to Chinese a little bit every day and make steady, natural progress. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends who are learning Chinese too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. 我们下次见. See you next time.